Hello and welcome back to Just for Fun. This is Matt, and have I got a treat for you guys today? I have another fun slash competitive legacy deck. Don't worry, I won't do too many more of these for a while. I think it'll be this one for a while, and then we'll come back to legacy maybe in a little bit. I know I've been doing a bunch of them lately, but this one is really fun. It's fun. It's stupid fast. It plays an unfair game plan. Like I did with the last two sets, I will be playing this in the tournament practice room. Okay, so for anybody hating out there, not just for funning on this set. This is Black Red Reanimator, or as I like to call it, Cheap Reanimate, because it's cheap. For a legacy deck, it's super cheap to build. It's mana cost wise, it's very cheap. So basically, here's how the deck works. You get one of these 11 things, and you put it in the graveyard. So we have various sources, various fatties as ways to go crazy and kill our opponent. And each one has a specific purpose, which, you can kind of tutor for a bullet with Entomb. You can always just, reanimate one of them and hope it's enough, any random one. And I will... Oh, I'm sorry about sore throat. And I will go through them and explain why each one of them is there and what the purpose is. But basically, very, very simple deck. 12, 12, 12, 11, right? So, lands, obviously. Ways, fast mana. Simple. Fast mana. Ways to get these things in the graveyard. I mean, yes, you can thought seize your opponent, but sometimes you're thought seizing yourself in this deck. This is one of those decks. Ways to reanimate your creature. Each with their various pluses and minuses. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't need to explain this. And the fatties. So, this is an interesting inclusion. This is the only 4 of. Basically, the point of this is you have it in your opening hand, you reveal it, you get a free force spike on the first thing that they're casting. So if you're on the play, this means that you can't get Force of Willed, which is really, really cool. So unless they have 2 Force of Wills and 2 other blue cards in their opening hand, they can't counter something. So, pretty good. And then when you reanimate it, makes it a little harder for them to disrupt the rest of your plan. So yeah, a 5/6 is, not the fastest clock ever. But, it'll be harder for them to deal with it, and also harder for them to disrupt if you try to go off again and get another fatty. Obviously, Norn is great against elves or other small creature decks, kind of like a mini Wrath / fast clock / great at beefing your other dudes. Iona, obviously, there's some decks that this just shuts off, if you name the color of whatever you think the removal spell is going to be, and they just can't deal with it, or against a monocolored deck, it's just a win. Tidespout Tyrant can get rid of problematic permanents. Sire of Insanity is just another one that's really hard to deal with. Like, they have to draw their answer off the top. If you reanimate this turn 1, you both just don't have a hand, and you have a 6/4. It kind of works out. So Grizzlebrand, obviously, excellent fatty in and of itself. But if you can get this out quick and then draw 7, you could probably get another one of these things out, and then it's going to be really, really hard for your opponent to come back from that. So sideboard is just a bunch of disruption, so duress and guttural response for counterspell decks or hate decks or whatever else we think we're going to be facing. Fairy Macabre for other graveyard style decks. Blazing Archon, just another randomly strong fatty in the right situation. Pretty simple mana base. Again, for Gristleband is probably the only card here that costs anything. All these other cards are super cheap, so if it wasn't so good, I mean, yeah, you can try to put something else in this spot and see how it goes. You can try it out, see how you do. But this is giving you the extra bonus of occasionally letting you go off twice. So if I had four, I would probably play four, but I have two, and they're, I think, 30 tickets apiece, so I'm not buying more at this point. But anyway, really, really fun deck, and hopefully we'll turn one some people. Peace.